Is that a hoverboard? What? That's so cool!
Oh!
It looked super cool when I first saw it, but then I kind of realized how it works.
Man, kids have the coolest stuff these days, man.
I feel like aliens are watching right now and they're like, all right, they're ready.
And the GSF, man. This video is loaded with awesome.
So you are part of a sci-fi show that takes place in the future. Do you ever think about how one day the future year your show is set in will one day just be the present for people later on?
Yeah, that's true. Although, have we actually specified what year that is? The only reference I have is Jasper, which is one of the characters on the show. In the pilot episode, he wears a shirt that says Earth Day 2022. Whether or not that was from the Ark, and he actually got that year, or if it's been passed down from like years and years ago, like I don't know. I mean, it is a bit of a bizarre thing to kind of think about.
So what technology was this?
Magic?
It kind of reminded me of the Jetsons or something. You know, just something that just levitates.
That showed the hoverboard.
They were trying to show the hoverboard from Back to the Future.
Why do you know what a hoverboard is?
Back to the Future.
Probably from Back to the Future, honestly. We've been waiting for those for a long, long time.
Wasn't it? It was 2015 when it was supposed to actually be out, so go Lexus, man.
So in 1989 is when Back to the Future 2 came out.
Was it? That's the year I was born.
How does that make you feel that we're talking about a classic movie franchise like Back to the Future that talked about the distant future being the year that we live in right now?
Yeah, I do feel like it's the future, but at the same time, I don't. You know, we still have a long way to go, but we've also have come very far.
When you take a step back and you realize how much technology we have and it's, you know, holograms and this, and it's like, you know what? We actually are living in the future.
There's a lot of cases where they didn't project how far computers would have gone from then to now, and we're ahead of it.
I remember watching Star Trek when they were like using touch screens and, you know, on the Enterprise, and I was like, what? And now we're like doing that constantly.
The smartwatches that everybody wears, it's just like you have a cell phone like on your wrist and you can get text messages and you can call someone across the world through like a little watch.
It's weird because you think the future will never get here, really. The older I get, the further away old seems to be, because I remember when I was younger and I'm like 40, oh my gosh, it's so old. And I'm like, no, it's okay.
Why do you think people get excited when they see a working hoverboard?
It's so cool. Why wouldn't you be excited? It doesn't have wheels. You're just floating on the air.
Nothing seems unattainable anymore. Like, it's just a matter of figuring out, you know, the technology for it.
You grew up with that movie, at least I know my generation, and you saw it, and it's like, just to think that somebody actually made it, that is so cool.
How big of a fan are you of Back to the Future?
I've seen like the first one a long time ago. I don't even think I've seen the second one.
The first Back to the Future is one of the very first movies I saw in the theater. It was Return of the Jedi, E.T., and Back to the Future.
Do you remember your thoughts when you would see 2015 and Back to the Future 2 and what you thought of it?
I remember feeling like excited. I sort of wanted it now, like back then, but I mean, we're here now. It was really just the hoverboard. I mean, as a kid, you're like, wow, look at that.
Do you remember those shoes? Those are pretty crazy. Although, I wouldn't mind them because I'm tired of tying shoelaces. I mean, come on, let's get with it.
There's like the Jaws movie poster that comes alive and bites down on the 3D movie poster, and the jacket that air dries. I mean, even the whole thing on the water, there's that one part where the guy's like, you can't go over it unless you got power, you know? Yeah.
So back to the video, did you find the technology of the hoverboard to be cool?
Yeah, that's so cool.
I thought the technology was really good. It looked like they were still working out the kinks.
Oh yeah, I mean, it looks awesome. I just wish you didn't have to ride on a track.
So last question, if a hoverboard did become a fully functioning real thing, would you want one?
Yes.
I would love to buy a hoverboard.
I don't know, I feel like I'm too big for a hoverboard. It's a long way down when I fall.
So you would pass on the hoverboard?
No, I'd get a hoverboard.